Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let us learn with Abdullah and Yusuf. Surah AlQariah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Al-Qari'ah. Mal-Qari'ah. Mal-Qari'ah. Wa ma adraka mal-Qari'ah. Yawma yakunu an-nasu kal-farashil mabthus. وتكون الجبال كالعهن المنفوش فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. القارعة. ما القارعة وما أدراك ما القارعة يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث وتكون الجبال كالعهن المنفوش فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية. Central subject: the abundance of good deeds in the weighing scales on the day of judgment will be the cause of entry into the paradise, and shortage of good deeds will be cause of entry to the hell. First paragraph, verses 1 to 5. The picture of the first stage of the hereafter. Second paragraph, verses 6 to 11. The second stage of hereafter, when the deeds will be weighed. AlQariah The Shocker. AlQariah the striking hour, the day of resurrection. What is the striking hour? And what will make you know what the striking hour is? It is a day wherein man will be like moths, scattered about, and the mountains will be like garden wool. Then as for him whose balance of good deeds will be heavy, he will live a pleasant life in paradise. But as for him whose balance of good deeds will be light, they will have his home in Hawiyah, put in hell. Pit in hell.
Pit,
Hell.
that is hell. That is hell. I.e., that is.
And what will make you know what is it? It is a hot, blazing fire. No.
Translation, Abdullah.
Al-Qari'ah, the striking hour. That is the day. The striking hour. A striking hour. That is the day of resurrection. What is the striking hour? And what will make you know what the striking hour is? It is a day whereon man will be like moths scattered about, and the mountains will be like carded wool. And as for him whose balance of good deeds will be heavy, he will have a pleasant life in paradise. But as for him whose balance of good deeds will be light, he will have his home in Hawiyah, pit, that is hell. And what will make you know what it is? It is a hot, blazing fire.
Go back to the central subject. Now you explain, Yusuf? After understanding the translation, central subject, the abundance of good deeds in the weighing scales on the day of judgment will be the cause of entry into the paradise. Okay, and the shortage of good deeds will be cause of entry into the hell. What does you make of this?
If
What
you
you
have more heavy good, many good deeds more than the bad good deeds, your home will be in Jannah. But if you have more bad deeds than your good deeds, your home will be hellfire.
If you have more like heavy good deeds, you'll go to paradise, and if you have light good deeds, you'll go to Hawiyah.
so what is the heaviest thing on the scale? Already we discussed. What is the heaviest deed? What is the Abdullah asked this question earlier. Your moral,
Character.
your character will be the heaviest one. If your character is good, it is the heaviest of the deeds. Okay?
Yeah, did many things, but you have good character.
Yeah. Okay, now first paragraph, picture of the final stage of the hereafter, and second paragraph, the second stage of hereafter when deeds will be
Weighted.
weighted. Weighed. Okay.
Name AlQariah. Name taken from verse 1, where there is a mention of the word Qariah. Name applied to the to whole surah. Al-Qari'ah, the strike calamity. Calamity. English name.
The catastrophe, the shocker, striking calamity.
Chapter number.
101.
Surah Qariah, total horses.
11.
Surah Qariah, total words.
36.
Total unique word without repetition.
28.
Total letters.
160.
Revelation period.
Mankind approximately 613 to 615 AD.
Main characters.
God, mankind, striking calamity, people with heavy skills, people with light scales.
Surah Qariah, main topics.
Description of the last day. People will be recompensed as per their scales of deeds.
1 to 5. Description of the last day, solution of mankind, situation of mankind and mountains.
People with heavy scales.
6 to 11.
6 to 11. People with heavy scales will have pleasant life. People with light scales have misery and fire.
This surah has 11 verses. It takes its name from verse 1, Al-Qariah, which means the striking calamity. This surah was revealed in Mecca, most probably during the early days of Muhammad's proclamation of his prophethood. This is not only a name, but title and topic of the surah, as whole surah narrates the event and description of the last day. It tells that people will be recompensed as per their scales of deeds.
Verse 9 from Muawiyah. His mother will be Hawiyah. For the word Ikramah Ibn Abbas and Qatada said, this means he will be falling and dropping headfirst into the hellfire. And the word his mother has been used to refer his brain, as it is the mother of his head. Hawiyah is called his mother because of the reason that he would have no other abode except for it. That will be his mother and his abode, which he will return and where he will be settled.
Ummuhu Hawiya, whose good deeds will be less, it is said his mother will be Hawiya. So mother they are saying is related to the head, okay, especially brain, because he will be thrown in the fire. He will not be thrown straight like this. He will be thrown upside down. Okay, how you will be thrown? Suppose we are going to the swimming pool, then we jump. How we jump? We jump upside down like this. We go like this. We are not jumping straight like this. Okay, when we swim 50 meters, jump in like this. Okay, so head first. So his head will be first thrown in the
Mother or
pool.
the
Mother is brain. Mother mean brain. Okay, refer to the brain here. So his brain, his head will be thrown first in the Havia. This is one meaning. Okay, move on.
as for noun amia,
Havia.
a fire hamia. It means extreme heat. Narrated from Abu Hurairah that the Prophet of God, peace be upon him, said, now, okay, skip that. The fire of the children of Adam that you all kindly is one part of the 70 parts of the fire of hell. 70 parts.
Whatever fire you have in this earth, this is one part, and fire of hell will be 70 times more hotter than this. Okay.
AlQariah.
The great disaster.
Go.
Qariya literally means the striking one. Qar is to strike one thing upon another so severely as to produce a noise. In view of this literal meaning, the word qariya is used for dreadful disaster and a great calamity. At another place in the Quran, this word has been used for a great affliction befalling a nation. In Surah Al-Ra'd, ayah number 31, it has been said, as for the disbelievers, because of their misdeeds, one affliction or the other does not cease to visit them every now and then. But here the word Al-Qari'ah has been for the resurrection, and in Surah Al-Haqqah too. The resurrection has been described by this very epithet. One should epithet. One should remember that here the whole hereafter, from the first stage of resurrection to the last stage of judgment, and meting out of rewards and punishment, is being depicted together.
AlQariah.
What is the great disaster?
What the great disaster?
What the great disaster is.
What the great disaster is?
وما أدراك ما القارعة.
And what will make you? What do you know? What do you know? What the great disaster is?
يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث.
That the day when men shall be like scattered moss,
وتكون الجبال كالإحن المنفوش.
and the mountains like carded wool of different colors. This will be the first stage of resurrection, but in consequence of the great disaster, the whole of the present order of the world will be overthrown. The people then will be running about in confusion and bewilderment, like so many scattered moss around a light, and the mountains will be flying about like carded wool of different colors. The mountains have been compared to wool of different colors because of the existence of a variety of colors in them.
فأما من ثقلت موازينه.
Then he whose scales are heavy. From here begins the description of the second stage of resurrection, when after having been resurrected, men will appear in the court of God.
فهو في عيشة راضية.
Shall be in a state of bliss.
وأما من خفت موازينه.
And he whose scales are light. The word nawazin in the original can be a plural of mawzun as well of mizan. In the first case, mawazin would imply the deeds which might have some weight in the sight of Allah and be thus worthy of appreciation. In the second case, mawazin will imply scales of a balance. In the first case, the meaning of mawazins being heavier or lighter is that the good deeds will be heavier light against the evil deeds. For in the sight of Allah, only good deeds have any weight and worth. In the second case, the meaning of mawazin being heavy is that the scale of good deeds will be heavier and the scale than the scale of evil deeds. In Allah Almighty's balance of justice, and there being light means the scale of good deeds will be lighter than the scale of evil deeds. Besides, in Arabic idiom, the word mizan is also used for weight, wazan. Accordingly, the weight being heavy of light implies the good deeds being heavy or light. In any case, whether mawazin is taken in the meaning of mawzun or of mizan or of wazan, the intention remains the same, which is the basis of judgment in the divine court, will be whether the provision of the deeds that Amat has brought is weighty or weightless, or whether his good deeds are heavier than his evil deeds or lighter. This theme has occurred at several places in the Quran, which explains the meaning fully well. In Surah Al-Araf, it has been said, on that day, the way will be identical with the truth. Accordingly, those whose scales will be heavy will alone come out successful, and those whose scales are light will be the ones who will have incurred loss upon themselves. Mm.
In Surah Kaf, it was said, O Prophet, say to them, should we tell you who are the most unsuccessful people and miserable failures in regard to their deeds? They are those whose all endeavors in the worldly life had gone astray from the right way, but they were under the delusion that everything they were doing was rightly directed. These are the people who rejected the revelations of their Lord and did not believe that they would ever go before Him. Therefore, all their deeds were lost, for we will assign no weight to them on the day of resurrection. In Surah Al-Anbiya, on the day of resurrection, we will set up just and accurate balances so that no one will be wronged in the least in any way, even if it be an act equal to weight to a grain of mustard seed. We will bring it forth to be weighed, and we suffice for reckoning. These verses show that kufr and denial of the truth is in itself such a stubborn evil that it will certainly lower the scale of evils. And there will be no good act of the disbelievers which may have any weight in the scale of good deeds, so that its scale of goodness may become heavy. However, in the scales of the believer, there will be the weight of the faith as well as the weight of the good deeds which he performed in the world. On the other hand, every evil done by him will be placed in the scale of evil deeds, and then it will be seen whether his scale of good deeds is heavier or his scale of the evil deeds is heavier. What is the meaning? Meaning here is, if you are a non-believer, there will be no weighing for you at all. If you are not believing, in Allah and Day of Judgment and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whatever teaching he brought, if you're not a believer in him, your scale will not be established at all. You will not get any weighing, okay, of good deeds. If you're a believer only, then your good deeds, first belief will be put inside the scale, then all your good deeds will be placed inside the scale of good deeds. And all your bad deeds will be placed in the scale of bad deeds. And whatever is heavy, if your good deeds are heavy, you will end up in your pleasant life, paradise. If your good deeds are, if your bad deeds are heavy, then you will be placed in the fire, which is called Haviya. What is Haviya? Okay, that is a blazing fire. You have some question, Yusuf?
What will happen if you're the same?
Then you will stay on Araf. If your good deeds and bad deeds are same, then you will stay on the wall. There is a wall between Jannah and hellfire. There is a wall. It's called Araf. Those people whose scales will be equal, they will neither enter Jannah nor enter hellfire. So they will be sitting on top of a wall. Then they will see Jannah people, they will see hellfire people. But here they will get heat, from there they will get cool. One side cool, other side heat. Okay. So they will be staying on the Araf. So Allah also mentioned those people. Surah Araf. We have Surah Araf. You heard about Surah? So that's meant talking about those people who will be, whose deeds are equal.
Shall have the deep pit for his dwelling.
Yeah, whose bad deeds are more. Okay. So what will happen? The words
in the original are are Ummu Hawiya. His mother will be Hawiya. Hawiya is for Hawa, which
from Hawa is not for Hawa.
Is from Hawa, which means to fall from a height to a depth. And Bawiya
Bawiya, another thing,
is the deep pit into which something falls. Hell has been called Hawiya because it will be very deep, and the culprits will be thrown into it. And the height, as for the words, his mother will be Hawiya. They mean just as the mother's lap is the child's abode, so hell will be the culprits who only abode in the hereafter. And what do you know what it is?
What it is?
What it is? A raging fire. That is, it will not merely be a deep pit, but will also be full of raging fire. Central subject: the abundance of good deeds in the weighing scales on the day of judgment will be the cause of entry into the paradise, and shortage of good deeds will be the cause of entry into the hell. First paragraph, verses 1 to 5, the picture of the first stage of the hereafter.
Second paragraph, the second stage of the hereafter when the deeds will be weighed. The second stage. A hereafter when the deeds will be weighted.
So two pictures are mentioned here. First picture is the first stage of the hereafter. Okay, when the shocker will come. Shocker, the shocker. The name of the surah is AlQariah. Shocker. Okay, the striker, the calamity. Okay, when it befall, people will be like scattered moths, scattered, insects.
They will call their friends
and mountains will start flying in the air. Big mountains. This Mount Everest, K2, Mount, all the mountains, huge mountains will be scattered, will be flying in the air. All the mountains will be flying in the air with different colors. Okay, because mountains are with different colors. Okay, and then the second stage will start when the deeds will start being weighed. So then deeds of the non-believers, there will be no weighing for them. There will be no weighing for their deeds. Non-believers, they will not have any belief. So no deeds without belief. Okay, if you don't have belief, there will be no weighing for you. They will directly go to the hellfire or whatever Allah decides for them. And the believers, there will be, first of all, there will be weight for the belief. If your belief is strong, you will have very heavy weight. One person, there will be one person, you know what will happen? For one person, is good deeds will be placed in one scale and bad deeds in one scale. So what will happen? So his bad deeds overweight his good deeds. Meaning his bad deeds will be more. So then Allah will bring his belief. He will bring La ilaha illallah, which is there is no God worthy of worship but only one Allah. This is we believe. We believe or no? Yeah. If you strongly believe in that, La ilaha illallah will come, okay, and it will be placed in the scale, and the bad deeds side will flew up in the air. Nice. Immediately, because this will be so heavy in the scale. Allah will send one paper written on it, La ilaha illallah, that will be placed on one scale, on the heavy side, on the good deed side, and bad deed scale will flew up in the air. Okay, so that is the importance of La ilaha. So how many times you say La ilaha illallah daily? Can you start saying 100 times daily?
Like maybe 15, 20.
100 times. Just say La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah every day 100 times. Okay, so that it will come in the day of judgment, it will come in your scale and bad deeds will flew up. Do you want it or no? Do you want your good deeds are heavier than your bad deeds? Can you do this? Say La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah.
100 times every day, okay? Do it 100 times every day, at least. Okay, so just after the class, Yusuf started now. So after the class, remember these things and do it. Okay, so now Yusuf can explain this, both central subject and the all paragraphs. Come on, Yusuf, you can read it. Central subject. Abundance.
The abundance of good deeds in the weighing scales on the day of judgment will be the cause of the entry into the paradise, and shortage of good deeds will be the cause of entry into hell.
Okay. Paragraph 1.
First paragraph, the picture of the first stage of the hereafter. Second paragraph, the second stage of the hereafter when the deeds will be weighted. So today we have learned Surah AlQariah with Abdullah and Yusuf.
Thank you. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.